And the prophet shall lead the people to the new Eden. I can't get over how beautiful that scenery is. From once you get into the lighthouse, you put in that little code, you get your ass shot up into the sky, you enter the beautiful city of Columbia that is owned by none other than Zachary Comstock. You're on a mission to bring us the girl and wipe away the debt. It may sound easy, but goes a long way from there, my friends. BioShock Infinite is just a game that is just absolutely infamous, and once you see that first opening appeal, you're just in for a ride. Because here's the thing though, when you play a video game, you know that the intro is so fucking good to where it makes you take your controller and put it down, you're just sitting there, you know you're going to be in for a really interesting game. BioShock Infinite is one of those gems out there that came out from the 2010s decade. Along with many other. You had your Red Dead Redemption, you had your Cuphead, you had The Witcher 3, you had, I don't know, you had your Mass Effect 2, you had your Borderlands, you had your Uncharted, and you had some other nonsensical bullshit. You also had, your Crash, you had your Spyro, Reunited Trilogy, you had your Shadow of the Colossus, you got your God of War, you got your Last of Us. A lot of games that came out within the past decade, my friends. Whether it's for the Nintendo Switch, the Xbox, or the PlayStation, whatever the case may be. A lot of great stuff came out, but here's the thing now. As the owner and creator of the little network community that I run and such, we've had our little award programs before going over movies, but here's the thing though. What happens if there was a videotape surrounding the fact that we're going to go over the network video game awards, given that love and dedication and our own homage within our little community to video games from the 2010s decade? Well, if I can find it, I got the videotape right here that I managed to bootleg. So here it is. I'm going to pop this motherfucker in the player right now, and you folks will watch. Enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, boys and girls, and all you fart knockers and fuckheads out there watching this program, how you all doing? I hope you're all doing shitty, because I am as well. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first and only annual that we're going to be doing, basing ourselves away from the movie scene, and we're going to be focusing on the video game aspect for our little community itself, the network community. We're going to be giving recognition, homage to the video games that came out from the past decade of the 2010s, from 2010 up until 2019. Folks, so many glorious games that came out within this particular decade. I mean, you can say there is a lot. There's God of War, there's BioShock Infinite, there's Shadow of the Colossus, there's The Last of Us, there's Bloodborne, there's Uncharted 4, Thief's End, there's Journey, Cuphead, and many more illustrious games that is out there. Red Dead Redemption, The Elder Scrolls 5, Skyrim, whatever the fuck you want to call it. There's a lot of great, illustrious, amazing, phenomenal games out there that just everybody loves and cherishes. And folks, there is a list of categories that we have managed to come up with, that we managed to organize correctly and properly for this particular awards category. I don't know how many there are, because I did not even bother counting because I'm lazy and I didn't feel like it. So We got a shitload of categories here for you all. Each one has from about 5, maybe to 7 nominees, and the last one has 10 because the main one is the most important category. So for everybody out there who voted for this, I thank you all dearly for participating in this little voting ballot sheet that was promoted within both of us and within the group page exclusively. So thank you everybody for participating and voting and giving your votes in, because every single vote, every single voice counts in order for your favorite game to win and become an exclusive honorary decade award thing within the network community, folks. So that's all I got to say about that.
And you're joined by a couple of special guests.
Yeah, who I don't want to be with at all.
Well, guys, first of all, before the Fat Man says anything, I just want to say thank you all so much for joining us. And the first and probably only Game Awards that go over a decade of what I think are some great games. Like Gary said, God of War, Bloodborne, Red Dead Redemption. I'll even throw in Mass Effect 2 in there. The Witcher. This past decade had some games that go over some terrific writing, voice acting, art direction, all of that. Now, I don't want to waste too much of your time here, so I'm just going to pass it over to the Fat Man right over here, because I know he has some shit to say. So, Fat Man, go right ahead.
Put it to you this way, you won't see any Death Stranding on this list.
And I quite like Death Stranding, so...
2010 and 2019 has been a very good decade for games. All supply in action adventure, puzzle, platforming, and you shall call it. Now, the main question is, what has prevailed?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what has reigned supreme as the overall best? Mr. Gabber?
Huh? Huh?
What has reigned overall supreme so far? Romy, did you freeze?
No.
Oh, I was to say, you look like you froze on my hand. It's like, God dang, that's some good freezing right there.
I like.
All right. So, Gary, which category shall we start off with first?
Let's go ahead and start off with the category that is not really that noticeable, Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
I'm going to let you have this particular one right
I
here.
would love to do this one.
Yeah.
All right, so when it came to the last decade, guys, now, to be fair, Nintendo Switch isn't really known for having a lot of great games. The third-party games, we never talk about those. But the first-party titles are either really good or just straight-up goddamn excellent. So what I'm going to go over here, guys, are the nominees for Best Nintendo Switch Title, because there was a Wii U, but let's face it, who the fuck remembers the Wii U? No one remembers that.
I remember the Wii U. That's the sound the police car makes.
Oh my God.
God dang, dude. But
and the fire truck and the bus truck. Or the
Bus truck?
I see what you're doing now, Gary.
the bus.
Wheels go round and round?
Yeah, that motherfucker.
There we go. All right. So, Gary, if you may, would you kindly send me the list of nominees for Best Nintendo Switch Game?
It's right there in the chat.
Oh, it's in the private comments? Oh, I didn't see this. Oh, wait, private chat? Oh, my apologies. I did not see this. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were sending it through Facebook. So, guys, here are the nominees for Best Nintendo Switch Exclusive. Astral Chain. Not Nintendo. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Super Mario Odyssey. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Bayonetta 2. And then Luigi's Mansion. Great games. Although admittedly, the only one I haven't played is Luigi's Mansion out of all those lists, and actually Mario Odyssey. I'm hoping that Astral Chain wins, personally, because I love that game to death.
Well,
Luigi's Mansion. He's probably so single. He probably has a sex dungeon down there.
Oh, for God's sakes. Well, you want to know the one? You folks want to know the winner is? Well, you want to know the winner?
Yeah, I think we'd like to all know the winner. And guys, the winner for Best Nintendo Switch Exclusive is... no surprise whatsoever. It is Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
My pick was Astral Chain.
Same here. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is a great Zelda game. I don't think it's the best. For me, that's still Twilight Princess. But as a Switch exclusive, it's one of the better ones out there. I agree with that.
My favorite is the Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo. And by the way, for the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, make your shit more durable.
Gary.
Some folks say that the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is kind of overrated, but I wouldn't know because I haven't played it yet. I don't have a Switch. You know how long it's been since I played a Zelda game? I haven't played one since the Nintendo 64 did.
Well, Ocarina.
Uh-oh. What the fuck was that?
I had a part there.
Oh, but yeah, congratulations to Breath of the Wild. I have played a lot of it. It's a great game. Definitely a game that is a system seller. I agree with that.
All right, well, that does it. Now let's go ahead and move to the Xbox. I'll take care of this one. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Xbox 370, 450, the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4. They decided to go from just basic Xbox to 360, then go back to Series X, and now we're at Xbox number, I don't know, it's that big monitor that looks like a refrigerator now.
Hey, we're at Series X. It's Series X.
Well, it's better than Atari. They named their systems after catty cats.
That's very true.
Well, that's
The
all right.
Lynx, the Jaguar.
The Xbox did have a series of games that were pretty good, and here are the nominees for this particular category. We happen to have Alan Wake, Gears of War 3, Halo Reach, Ori and the Blind Forest, and Killer Instinct. Now, the winner for this particular game alone, honestly, this wasn't really much of a big surprising, but you know what? Hey, you can't go wrong with it. The winner for the best exclusive on Xbox console for Xbox 360 and or Xbox Series X goes to none other than Halo Reach.
Aw, man.
My pick was Gears of War 3.
Same. I won't lie. Halo Reach is by far the best Halo game, without a doubt.
That and Halo 2. Yep.
Yeah, Halo 3 with me as well. All these games that were nominated are good games. Alan Wake, I am glad was even considered because I think that's one of the most underrated games ever made, personally. But Gears 3, God, I mean, that's one of my favorite games ever. But I cannot stand against Halo Reach because that is a phenomenal title. I mean, that came out closer to the end of the 360's life cycle, from I remember correctly.
I think it was 2010 or 2011.
Somewhere around there, and I've played countless hours of that game, so I could see why it won.
No, I mean, I wouldn't even know, so. That does it. All right, now let's go ahead and play the system that we're all familiar with, and that is none other than the PlayStation. So, PlayStation, I'll let the other guy do this particular category.
Other guy?
Yeah, other guy.
The other guy, so the fat man sings now.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 3/4. PlayStation 3, you all know, it had a really rough opening, but as soon as Uncharted 2 came out, that's where the system kind of turned for the best. And then the PS4 pretty much was the winner of the gaming consoles for that generation. And why does the PS3/PS4? It's because they have the best variety of exclusives. And speaking of that, here are the nominees for the best PS3/PS4 game. We have the indie game Journey. We have Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. We have God of War 2018. We have The Last of Us. And finally, From Software's Bloodborne. Now, who is the winner?
You say please.
Would you please hurry the fuck up, you goddamn coconut fucker?
Coconut.
That's a good way. That's a good way to do it.
This was a neck-and-neck battle between two games.
Well, actually, it was a different category, not this one, but that one was actually able to be broken. We'll get
Really?
there.
Oh, I apologize for that. And the winner, Neil Druckmann, The Last of Us.
Terrific game. Terrific game.
My pick was God of War. However, you can't take away anything from The Last of Us because this is the first Naughty Dog game to where when they debuted at E3, They just came on stage, they showed the game, and they left, and they didn't say a word.
Yeah.
And it is very bleak, very surreal, very intense, and very emotional. It's not like Uncharted 4, where it's like an action, or Uncharted, excuse me, where it's like action adventure driven with some good laughs there. No, this hits you in the heart, and yeah, when it comes to survival horror, it doesn't get much better than this.
Sorry, Gary. No, Gary, you go ahead. Go say something. Okay, then. Last of Us, I agree. My personal pick was God of War as well, but there is no taking away that The Last of Us is just a gem at every single level. And like Romy just said, this is not a game that's all about action. This is a game about the characters, about the relationships, and how Neil Druckmann was able to wind all this together is just absolutely fucking perfect. And it culminates, if you ask me, in one of the most emotional stories you'll probably ever play in a video game.
The first 15 or 20 minutes, you're going to be bawling.
Oh, I do it every time.
Yeah,
man.
It is a very emotional game, ladies and gentlemen, from that very opening sequence and further on from more. It is a game that's going to really hit you in the heart. And here's the thing about this game, though. I mean, for some, it's a bit of a debatable thing. It doesn't really. It either does or doesn't have a replayability, because once you play that game on your first go, it just stays with you. Because
it does.
Yeah.
That's what this game does. It's phenomenal. So congratulations to The Last of Us for winning it. I can't really go against it.
Same.
Okay. All right, Poo Poo, your turn for best remastered. Best remastered.
Oh, okay. So
we're gonna get into some genres now.
All right. So
I got an interesting question. I know this ain't both of us, but you're not gonna mute it, are you?
Oh, for God's sakes!
Are you, Derek?
I can't mute anything.
Good.
That's not me. I won't mute it.
Here's a remaster.
I should have muted that for the hell of it.
That's a
I should have
clicker you
muted
wanna
that.
run away from.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Watch it
Gary,
play.
I know you were trying to say something.
Okay, then.
My chimney went toot toot.
Oh, for God's sakes. Gary.
We're going to get into some genres now in gaming.
Let's do it. So last decade, as of recently, what developers will do is that they'll remaster their own games. Now, to be fair, if you play a game that looks good, it probably will do a good job of holding up. However, there are a lot of companies that want to essentially give it a new paint job, to say the least. They want to make it look better, maybe redesign the controls, make the world look better. So here we are to celebrate the best remastered. Now, this is not only going to be not only games that get a visual upgrade, but they also maybe have gotten, maybe the game changed just overall completely. So here are the nominees for best remastered, and they are Shadow of the Colossus, Resident Evil 2, The Last of Us, Tomb Raider, Crash Bandicoot, the Insane Trilogy, Uncharted, the Nathan Drake Collection, and then Spyro Reignited. Surprisingly enough, the only one I haven't played is Spyro Reignited. I have all these nominees.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, I love all these picks right here. Personally, mine was Resident Evil 2, but we'll see who wins. So, Gary, who won Best Remastered?
Well, when you wish upon a little star, there you go.
Let's see who won it. And the winner is, the winner is Resident Evil 2 Remake. This was my personal pick. It's one of my favorite games of all time, if I'm being honest. Resident Evil 2 was already a classic game when it first came out. It was already a phenomenal title. But what Capcom did here, they essentially made a classic game even better than it was. It's the epitome of survival horror next to Resident Evil 4. And I couldn't agree more with this pick.
I mean, it's okay.
Oh, you should be quiet.
My personal pick was the Shadow of the Colossus.
I said, hey, that's another good game too.
I actually chose that as well. I mean, if you want to be the guys on the truth, before Resident Evil 2 took the curtain call, it was a 3-way tie originally.
Really? Between what?
Between that one, Crash Bandicoot, and The Last of Us.
Really?
But Resident Evil was able to pull it off in the end.
I was gonna say it makes me even more surprised that Resident Evil 2 beat The Last of Us remastered.
Yeah,
fucking Last of Us.
That was surprising as well, but hey, the both were able to fix things up when I last checked, so I was very surprised with that. All right, next up, we'll go to Best Horror. I shall take care of this particular category.
Yeah, because you are a whore.
I know, but ladies and gentlemen, we're now going into a genre that was very well loved in terms of movies and in video games. And now I'm just gonna say this right now, there was a little bit of a boo-boo with this particular category. We ended up snubbing a particular game out by accident, because the thing is that when we were going over it, we were talking about a lot of things that we felt like we forgot something, but in the end someone brought it up that we did end up missing this game, and then we all looked and then we all thought, oh fuck.
Yep.
The person who brought it up was Owen Barker, and that game is
Dead Space 2.
Which would have been my pick.
Yeah, so for anybody out there who wanted Dead Space 2 on here, big apologies to all of you. It was our little mistake. So, but we still got a nice little list of games for you all in terms of the horror genre. And the nominees for the horror spooky genre are Little Nightmares, Until Dawn, Resident Evil 2, Outlast, Alan Wake, and Alien Isolation. And the winner for best horror game of this particular decade and for the network community, honestly, this one was just a clean sweep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This one was just an overall no-brainer. I knew this game was going to win it from the very beginning, and that winner goes to Resident Evil 2.
Oh, I love that. I love this.
I mean, there's nothing you can't really go against Resident Evil 2. The game itself, the strategy, the gameplay mechanics, just the whole build itself, the remaster itself, the way it looks, the up-to-date graphics, the puzzles, all the crazy stuff that you do. It's just great. Great.
Yeah, I agree. Resident Evil 2, I'm going to mention again, it's a game that improved on what was already a phenomenal game, and it makes it even better in modern days. It's a game that still scares me, and the games that we have nominated are all great games. And yes, an oops to Dead Space 2, that would be that honestly that would be a close between Dead Space 2 and Resident Evil 2, but there's no denying that what Resident Evil 2 does remake is absolutely incredible.
Sorry, Isaac Clarke.
Well, it's apologies, but next time we won't fuck up. Next up, fighting games. Best fighting. I'm gonna let the other guy do his part.
The best fighting games, the games that make the best fighting games are ones that have the best controls, the ones that have the best combo system, I guess you could say, or fighting engine, and most importantly, no lag.
Oh God, yes.
Too bad NetherRealm Studios don't do that very well when it comes to their online play on the console, but need I say more. So, here is the collection of games that we have chosen for the overall best fighting games of the decade. Which is which? Let's find out, shall we? First of all, we have NetherRealm Studios' Injustice 2. Next, we have the sequel, Tekken 7.
What the hell are you doing, Gary?
Gary, what are you doing? Are you playing wax on, wax off with boobies?
What the fuck, Gary?
I never knew her tits were that big. Next was a return to form with NetherRealm's Mortal Kombat 9 or Mortal Kombat 2011.
Mm-hmm.
Super Smash Brothers Ultimate that came out a couple years ago, and Street Fighter 4, which later on we predicted that it was going to get, advanced updates like Ultra, Street Fighter 4 and there on and so forth because they did it for 2, but still Street Fighter 4. What is the winner, good sir? And your winner is Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Interesting.
My pick was Injustice 2.
Mine was Mortal Kombat.
Mine was actually Mortal Kombat as well. Actually, no, it's Mortal Kombat. Now, I mean, to be fair, this doesn't surprise me too much because Ultimate is a great fighting game. But I don't know what it is. I would have rather preferred seeing Mortal Kombat or Injustice 2 being one
I
here.
agree. Because if you ask me, I think NetherRealm is the absolute best when it comes to making fighting games. But nothing to take away what Super Smash Brothers Ultimate has in store, has what's to give to their for supply and demand for their fans, and easy on the Fire Emblem.
Yeah, no kidding.
God damn.
Well, I can't necessarily say about Super Smash Brothers, but for me, I had some reason that it was going to win it because it's so popular.
It's very popular, yes.
I was going to say, Super Smash is one of the most popular franchises just out there, period, whether it's a fighting game or not.
I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't know because I don't play Nintendo Switch. So, but hey, congratulations to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And no Lucas, Coco, or whoever was you wanted and wasn't going to be in it.
Oh, Crash and it was Sephiroth, I believe.
All right. Austin, it's your turn for RPG. Now, I'm just going to say this right now, folks. When I was reviewing this,
you said RPG.
Oh, for God's sakes.
I ducked.
Anyways, as we were saying.
As I was saying, when I was reviewing this, out of all these categories, this to me was the biggest surprise for me. Because I didn't think that this game was going to win it, but it ended up doing it in the first place. So I'm going to let you take charge of this particular one.
Sure. So
2 plus rebar equals John Deere tractor.
Anyway, so for best, I could see Gary trying to hold it in down there. So for best RPG, these are the games that, well, I'm not very experienced in the RPG category. However, these games had great stories, great characters. They had great role-playing systems, whether you're leveling up. The relationships with the characters were well done. Their battle systems were very unique. And with that being said, here we go for best role-playing game. The nominees are The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, The Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim, Mass Effect 2, Borderlands 2, Bloodborne, and the Walking Dead series. I can't necessarily disagree with any of these picks. My personal one for Bloodborne, personally for me.
Mine was The Witcher 3.
Or Witcher 3 is a good game. Gary, what was your personal pick?
Well, for me, though, okay, if I had to choose which one I had a really close connection with, I had to choose. For me, my vote was the Walking Dead series.
Hey, that's a good pick right there.
But in terms of picks, though, like I said, this to me was the biggest surprise. So if you want to say the winner, here it is.
And the winner for best RPG is, this doesn't surprise me actually, believe it or not, that is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
That surprises me.
It doesn't, honestly, for me.
I thought it was going to go to Skyrim.
I thought so as well.
Yeah.
You know, if Skyrim did win this, I wouldn't be a surprise either, but Witcher 3, I mean, Witcher 3 is one of the greatest RPGs out there. I've been playing the game. It's fucking phenomenal. I do think it starts up a bit slow in that first hour.
It's a very slow, rough start, but once you get to
the Bloody Baron quest, that is when it picks the fuck up, to say the least.
And it's got one of the biggest, most beautiful worlds ever, and the game is so good to where they even made a Netflix series out of it.
And the series, from what I've seen, is pretty damn good so far. The season 2 is coming out very soon, from what I know. Congratulations to Witcher 3. I mean, from what I heard, it came out a little bit buggy, but they made updates and made the game. And on a PS4, by the way, the game still looks fucking amazing. But if you play it on PC, it blows everything out of the water. How good it looks. Yeah, congrats to Witcher 3 for winning Best RPG.
I'm actually happy with this pick.
Same. I can't disagree against this at all.
Yay, Buffalo. What's wrong, Gary? What's wrong, Gary?
Next up, we're going to do is the first-person shooters, specialty of mine. This is going to be...
Specialty of yours, Care Bear?
it's something that this category alone. I'm just gonna say this right now. I don't care if people are gonna get mad.
I've been playing them for 25 years.
I don't give a shit how long it's been. I don't care if okay. This is another thing. If folks say, "Oh, this is one better," no, I'm just gonna be completely honest and say, I personally believe first-person shooters are made for mouse and keyboard.
Well, that's where it originated on.
I know, and they belong that way. Even though there's a lot of fancy games that have controller, but for me, I prefer the old school mouse keyboard because that's
Wolfenstein, Quake, Doom, Half-Life, Heretic, and Hexen.
Oh, Hexen, I remember that one.
Yeah,
first-person
that was Raven Games.
There you go. There's your nominees for each of these particular category of games. And
so I get to come over them. Hey, Gary, since you're down there, do me a favor. Lick my butt clean. Here are the nominations. Be quiet. Here are the nominations for the best first-person shooter, and they are Doom 2016, its software's return. Next, we have BioShock Infinite. From the creators of the original, are back again to do Infinite, and it blew a lot of people's minds, especially when they saw sexy Elizabeth on screen.
Oh, for God's sake.
She's one of the most beautiful women I think I've ever seen in a video game. Next one, Wolfenstein, the New Colossus. So, the Doom Slayer's ancestor was a badass himself.
Oh, yeah.
And it's true. It is all canon. Next one, Portal 2, one of the best puzzle shooters I have ever played. I played this with my nephew when he brought his 360 over, and we couldn't love it even more. We didn't think it was going to overtop the original. It surpasses it in every way. Borderlands 2. It blows my mind that the same people who made Duke Nukem Forever and Randy Pitchford are responsible for this game.
Seriously.
What are the odds? Halo Reach, arguably the best Halo game in the series, and Far Cry 3. Woo, Voss, don't cross his path. He'll give you the definition of what insanity is. And the winner for the best first-person shooter of the 2010s goes to... Cue that Mick Gordon theme.
Wow.
Doom 2016.
Hey, that's a great pick. Great pick.
My pick was between this or Infinite. Why do I went with Doom 2016? It had more to offer.
I think my personal pick was actually Borderlands 2, believe it or not. Simply because the original Borderlands was a good game, minus the ending. But Borderlands 2...
Borderlands was awesome.
Oh my God, it was a huge shock and awe for me involved. And actually, I haven't still been played Portal 2. I'm gonna get on that.
Portal 2 is
I know. But Doom 2016 came out at a time where, I mean, Doom 3 I like, but Doom 2016 kicked our asses, especially with that fucking soundtrack as you just mentioned.
This is something that id Software needed because not since Doom 3 have they made a Doom game. And it's funny because I think it was Tim Willis. Tim Willis was the guy who directed Doom 3. And he was part of Ultimate Doom and Quake.
Okay.
It's good.
But yeah, Doom 2016 kicks all sorts of ass for a reboot and also a kind of a sequel in a way too.
It is a sequel, and I knew it was. A lot of people said it was a reboot. I was like, no, it's a sequel, and it makes sense why, especially when you look at everything what's going to happen. So that is where we saw the Doom Slayer. Thank you, Hugo Martin and Martin Stratton and all the other guys at id Software for keeping it strong, and why they are the kings of the first-person shooter because they invented it. So that's how you say your middle name, Gary.
Oh my God.
All right, next up, Best Indies Game. Best Indies Game, folks. The independent realm, the independent circuit in professional wrestling. I choose that over sports entertainment any day.
Gary. Sorry about that. Fucking wrestling.
But yes, the independent circuit, folks. That's where wrestlers make their name.
No wrestling.
But it's in. But
I said no wrestling.
No wrestling.
No wrestling.
It's indies.
No wrestling.
Independent games, not independent wrestling circuit, Mr. Get Back.
Virtual Basement's gonna have an independent wrestling game.
I'm about to flush you down the basement if you don't be quiet. No wrestling.
Virtual Basement has a wrestling game.
I'll make you play the virtual boy if you don't be quiet.
It's an indies game, so that counts for the category, and it's wrestling too. So there you go.
No wrestling.
Tater,
No fucking wrestling.
tater tot.
Yes, tits.
All right, so best indies game, ladies and gentlemen, the independent realm of gaming. Sometimes, folks, other than the mainstream out there for folks to enjoy, sometimes you can find an underrated, unknown gem out there that is something that really just hits you really well and hits the heart. I can give you a prime example of a game that hits me well that's independent, 1980X. Fucking love that game to bits and pieces. Hits home with me on so many levels. But the independent realm, there's a lot of great gems out there, and here is the list of those independent gems that got attention from a lot of folks and love. Inside, the untitled dickhead asshole Goose Game. Look,
Untitled Goose Game?
the motherfucker, I swear to God, that goose, you are literally playing as a goose. You're given a list of chores in different sections. You're playing as a goose as a fucking asshole.
I want to play this goddamn game.
The game works. I thought the game was stupid at first, but after I played it a little bit, the game's actually quite fun because you're playing as an asshole goose. So it's quite enjoyable. So I was wrong. Again, I thought it looked pathetic. I thought it looked stupid, but after playing it, I was wrong. It's actually a lot of fun. Little Nightmares. A very intriguing puzzle game, but quite depressing, but intriguing. Journey. Straightforward game. You're on a journey to reach the city of Columbia.
Yes, sir.
Next up is Cuphead. Old school at its finest, fucking great. And the Walking Dead series, better than the actual TV series itself. And that's saying.
Well, the newer seasons, from my heard, are actually pretty darn good.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't. I
wouldn't know either, but
I haven't seen the Walking Dead series, the actual show, and it's been a while. But I know what it is. I've seen some series into it. All right, the overall winner for the best indies game goes to, and I think this is a good rightful pick. The winner goes to Cuphead.
Hey, I agree with this. I agree.
That was my pick as well.
I think it was my pick as well.
I like Cuphead. It's old school. It's finest, folks. This is, to me, what gaming is all about. You got old school platforming, old school shoot 'em ups, beat 'em ups, patterns, memorization, flying, shoot 'em patterns, all that good stuff. Old school at its finest. It has those format. I love the old school Mickey Mouse type cartoon theme that they got.
Yes, but Willie.
I love the art design. It is a fantastic game so far. Great.
All I gotta say is this: I can't wait for Gary to go up against Wally Warbles.
Oh God! Now I will say this: I'm actually quite surprised that Journey did not take this one because Journey is it's a tremendous title. However, Cuphead was only made by what, like a couple of people?
It was made by two brothers.
Yeah, by two brothers. And what they did, especially if you've noticed, the main gameplay is in 30 to 60 frames per second, and the background animation is only in 24 frames. And how they're able to do that is mind blowing.
And it's all hand drawn, and both brothers had to mortgage their house.
Mm-hmm. So I agree with this win.
Paying off for them.
I think I did choose Journey personally, actually, but I cannot go against Cuphead. This is a great game.
It's all right.
Would you be quiet?
Oh, and by the way, I ranked every single boss, and I have a really good time. So where you can see it on my Facebook. Thank you.
I don't give a shit.
Shut the fuck up.
Next up, all right, Austin. This is the category that was at a tie for so long.
Oh yes.
It just needed one fucking vote to break, and we were able to get that one vote to break it.
All right. And which category is that? Oh, best action. Okay, so
This is the one that was okay. I was wrong before. This is the one that was the neck and neck battle.
Yeah.
all right. So for best action adventure game, these are the titles that have a breathtaking story in between their missions, I guess you can say. I mean, what I'm gonna say applies to everything else. It had great storytelling in it. Parts that great holy shit jaw-dropping moments. So with that being said, let's get into the nominees, which are
Adventure games with action in it.
exactly. Great adventures like Lord of the Rings, for example. Adventure with great action, not
Your
walking
brother-
movies.
Your
Not
brother
dirt-
disagree.
Well, fuck him. Love you, Alex. Love you, bro, Montana. Nominees are The Last of Us, Astral Chain, God of War. Be quiet. God of War, Bloodborne, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, and The Witcher 3, not The Witcher, but The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. God damn,
The
I
Witch
was
Hunter?
yeah, I saw The
That
Witch
shitty Vin
Hunter.
Diesel movie?
The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Those are the nominees. All great picks.
You missed one. You didn't say The Last of Us.
I said The Last of Us first.
That was the first one he said, you boob.
You hear him say The Last of Us.
I did say The Last of Us.
Hear you say it though.
Well, Romy heard me say it.
I did it.
You want me to say them one more time?
Yeah.
Yes. You can edit that.
God damn it. Okay. So here are the nominees for Best Action Adventure Game. And they are
He said, "Yeah, just the one, just The Last of Us, so I can hear it."
The Last of Us.
That's better. Fuck you. Okay, you want to know the winner?
I do want to know the winner for this.
All right.
And
Okay. Actually, I don't want to look. Go ahead and say it.
Okay.
and
Huh?
Gary,
I
you're
was,
trying to say something?
in terms of the winner, like I said, this was the one that was at a tie because what I did was this voting ballot. I extended it a little longer than the actual due date time because I couldn't have ties. And this was the one category that was a tie, and it was a pain in the ass. So I extended the time a little more to see, hopefully, pray to God that this will break the one. And I was so thankful that this was able to break it by one fucking vote.
Hey, one vote means everything. All right, guys. So the winner for Best Action Adventure Game is God of War.
Yes! Oh, I'm so
I
happy.
agree with that pick. I mean, to be fair, every game on this list is phenomenal. Every game is, but God of War was my personal pick.
It was also my pick, without question. Now, this was about between this and The Last of Us, correct?
Yeah, that was,
Wow.
God of War was able to beat The Last of Us by one vote.
Damn. I'm surprised that God of War overtook the juggernaut that is The Last of Us.
I'm the juggernaut, bitch.
I knew we were going to go there with that. But yeah, congratulations to God of War for a game that was able to not only reinvent the franchise, but also keep what matters about the franchise at heart. Cory Barlog, well fucking done.
That guy's a fucking gene. The guy's a gem.
Mm-hmm.
Boop, boop. All right, next up, we got ourselves.
Read it, boy.
Next up is Best Direction. Now, folks,
Hey, boy.
if there's one thing, folks, about a video game that makes a lot in terms of the present times, actually, no, not just present time, this time, past and present. If there's one thing about a video game that means a lot, it's the art direction. It's the design, the look, the overall appeal, whether it's going to be 8-bit, 16-bit, 24-bit, or this new high-end cinematic feel that everybody seems to like.
The Bit Wars.
No matter what it is, from the Atari 2600, from the fucking Magnavox Odyssey,
Magnavox Odyssey,
to the fucking Atari Jaguar, to
the Jaguar, the Philips CDI while we're at it.
the Sega Dreamcast, the GameCube, or whatever the fuck game systems out there that are notorious in the gaming world. Art direction is everything. The art design, looks is everything for a video game, and that's what helps a video game
the
stand
3DO.
That's what helps the video game stand out in terms of its visual presentation. So we managed to get a selection of games for its art direction. This was a bit of a tough category to put together, but here is the nominees for Best Art Direction. We have Astral Chain, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, Journey, Ori and the Blind Forest, Cuphead, and Fist of the North Star: Lost Paradise.
All good picks.
And the winner for Best Art Direction goes to none other than The Legend of Zelda Breath of...
Wow.
I'm quite surprised at this, actually.
My pick was, I think, Journey or Cuphead. It was one of the two.
Mine was Journey.
I thought I was going to go to Cuphead.
I mean, there's no denying that Breath of the Wild isn't a phenomenal looking game, especially, I mean, the fact that game can run on the Switch is amazing in itself. But, yeah, I'm actually quite surprised that Journey or Cuphead didn't get this one.
Yeah, same.
Cuphead was in second place. Journey was in third.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Journey for me is one of the most beautiful looking things I have ever laid eyes on. But Breath of the Wild, for how it's able to use that cell shaded style, but it kind of changes it up, just tweaks up a little bit. It did a good job with it, I gotta say.
Boobies.
All right, next up, Best Audio. All right, this other guy, your turn.
Audio, how funny, because most of the time I can't hear for shit.
Ironic.
Ironic indeed. Well, then again, Gary, he's 75% deaf in one ear, so what are we on the right?
For God's sakes.
Audio, this is what gives that game that extra punch whenever you're firing a weapon, whenever you're smacking a dude or punching a dude in the face or kicking someone's ass or doing a car chase or explosions or some... Why are you smacking his balls?
I like hitting people.
Hit me again, Gary, see what happens. Ow. That was a powerful hit, I gotta say. Jesus, stop it. Stop it. All right. I don't want to hit you, though.
Gary, if you try to hit me...
So a From Software game.
Pretty much.
Although I love From Software, but yeah.
So, audio... Gary, quit twerking your nipples. So, audio. This is probably one of the most important aspects because it gives you that extra punch, like I said. And when it comes to audio, here are the games that pretty much satisfied our ears to orgasmic bliss. And they are Red Dead Redemption 2010, Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception. We went with Uncharted 3 because the overall gun sounds
It's incredible.
and they are easily the best in the series. Doom 2016 actually won Best Audio for the VGAs.
It did.
Bloodborne, The Last of Us, and Battlefield 1.
That audio design in that game is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. And the winner... rip and tear until it is done. Doom 2016.
I think this was my pick, actually. Doom
It
was
was
my
also
pick.
my pick as well. Like, id Software knows how to do great audio. It all started back in the 90s with Bobby Prince. Bobby Prince is a legend. Bobby Prince for the classic Doom is like what Mick Gordon is for these Doom games. Or
Oh,
Andrew
God.
Wilson.
Yeah, the sound design in Doom 2016 is just... Oh, when you hear that shotgun or the super shotgun sound, oh, my God.
And the game is so good, and just like it's a technical marvel of how far that game has come to. And oh yeah, hey IGN, what did you give Doom 2016? A 7.1? You can't spell ignorant without IGN. Doom 2016, 4 out of 10. Too much shooting.
That's fucking Doom.
Remember, too much water.
Oh, I remember that, yeah.
So, Doom 2016, once again, congrats to id Software.
Hey. All right, next up, this is my category.
Your category? What's your category?
My category. I do best.
What is it? No, what if it's my
I think
category?
I know what this is.
Gary, what if it's mine? It's my category. Not yours, mine. It's mine.
My category. All right, next
Is
up.
it best music?
Mine.
It's best music, isn't it?
Yeah, it's best soundtrack.
I had a feeling it was.
That's my guess.
Hey, you know what? I agree with Gary. Gary is the music master over here. So
I'm not a
Yeah, Master Bader.
not a master, just a guy who likes listening to music. All right,
I
best
say you are.
soundtrack, ladies and gentlemen. In terms of soundtrack, where the game itself has some music source put into it, but majority of the time, the game itself has its own original composing score that helps make the game what it is. No matter if it's something haunting, melodic, beautiful, no matter what the case may be, the soundtrack itself is something. It's got to be something that really makes the game stand out in its own. So here's a selection of games that we've chosen for best soundtrack.
Almanac.
Oh, for God's sakes. Jesus. Loves me if I know. I'm sorry. I had to do it. Gary, go ahead, please.
Now, all right, first off, we got is BioShock Infinite. Then we got The Outer Worlds. I'm not a personally fan of that game, but the music for that game is absolutely beautiful.
Oh, terrific music.
I absolutely love the soundtrack. Next up is God of War, The Last of Us, Red Dead Redemption, and Doom 2016. And ladies and gentlemen, the winner for this particular one, since I'm a guy who usually likes going for those beautiful, soothing, metal sounds, sometimes, folks, you cannot go against something that is all about hardcore metal. The winner for this is Doom 2016.
Mick Gordon.
That was my pick as well. Oh
Hey.
my. Well, now here's the thing I'll say is this: all these picks are damn good. Picks. I mean, Bear McCree's music for God of War is, my God, it's amazing. The BioShock Infinite soundtrack is great. Gustavo Santaolla's soundtrack for The Last of Us is hard hitting, and Woody Jackson, I believe, his music for Red Dead Redemption is amazing. But here's the thing: music also has to be a character as well. Mick Gordon's soundtrack for Doom is a fucking character in this game.
Not only that, it actually plays along with the gameplay.
It absolutely does. And BFG Division, oh God, that's one of my favorite tracks I have
That
ever
and Rip
fucking
and Terror.
heard.
That and Rip and Terror are my favorites.
And Damnation, I should say. Damnation's an amazing track, I should say as well. Meh.
Pumping oil.
By the way, let's watch it behind the scenes when he was making At Doom's Gate. He took a 9-string guitar, he de-strung it. He wasn't satisfied with the sound, and he de-strung it again.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. Like, that's how serious he was with the soundtrack.
Hey Gary, where'd you go?
Yeah, Mick Gordon, I have messaged him personally. He's such an awesome guy.
Oh hell yeah, he's great.
And also I credit him to letting me use his music for the Next Gen Film Awards. So
And release the Doom Eternal soundtrack, god damn it.
I know, seriously. But yeah, congrats Doom 2016, and congrats Mick Gordon, should I say.
All right, next up, best visuals.
Oh, okay.
Your turn.
All right, so when it comes to best visuals, this is a tad bit different than art direction. Best visuals meaning like encompassing everything from the details, the pixels, the graphics, everything from how a certain bush looks to how a level is designed.
Bush.
I knew we were going to fucking say something like that. But this is encompassing more than just art direction with the color palette. This is everything.
Gary, you look like you're getting waterboarded.
Oh my God. Now, with that being said, let's get into the nominees for best visuals. And they are Journey, BioShock Infinite, The Outer Worlds, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, The Last of Us, and God of War. Gotta say, I can't disagree with any of these picks. Journey is amazing to look at, but let's be real here. You don't want to hear any stalling. So the winner for best visuals is God of War. I agree with this pick. God of War looks absolutely amazing. The amount of detail that went into this game is absolutely amazing, especially knowing that it's a one-shot camera the entire time.
Yes.
That's what makes it even better. And knowing how it's able to keep up. This game looks like a fucking movie. That's how good it is. It's the most cinematic game ever, minus Last of Us Part 2, but yeah.
Except, Hideo Kojima, take notes. This is how you do cinematic done right.
Yeah, no kidding. But yeah, God of War, congratulations. The visuals still to this day look amazing. They still look great to this day.
Humpty Dumpty.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Gary, what's wrong? Hey, Gary, you're
Gary's
on
trying
mute.
to hold it in.
Oh, no, I thought he was trying to talk. I thought he was on mute.
No, I didn't mute him. Come on, that'd be a dick move on my part.
All right. Next up, we're gonna get.
Meh.
Blue.
God damn it! He's trying to hold it. I can see it.
Next
Come on, Gary. Come on.
get to is the best video game villain. The evil Satan of the video game, the dick that you hate but you love at the same time,
Right.
becomes memorable for their crimes that they commit, and their look and appeal, and so on and so forth, of what makes them a bad guy. And for these ones, I think they were done right to explicit detail. Here are the nominees for Best Video Game Villain. We have Zachary Hale Comstock for BioShock Infinite, the Prophet himself. We got Voss for Far Cry 3.
Do you want to know the definition of insanity?
Eric Young.
that was awesome.
That was funny.
Voss, Far Cry 3. Balder for God of War. The Wild Hunt himself for The Witcher Hunter 3, The Wild Hunt. Mr. X for Resident Evil 2, and Handsome Jack for Borderlands 2. And the winner for the best video game villain, and honestly though, what do you want? What are you doing?
I'm hoping it's the person I picked, of course.
Same.
Well, who is it?
Handsome Jack?
Yeah,
That was awesome.
Yeah,
That's
well, fuck you both. The answer is Balder for God of War.
Okay. My pick was Handsome Jack as well.
Snub.
Oh, Balder, aka Aleister Black.
Oh, so you weren't kidding about that. It was Balder. Balder is a terrific villain. It's a great way to, I mean, now Kratos has lived in the Norse mythology world for quite some time, but Balder's introduction for God of War is a even better way to introduce us, the player, into the world of Norse mythology with how he comes in. I personally picked Handsome Jack.
I did too.
But Balder is an incredible villain. His character arc is amazing, especially when shit hits the fan in that final battle sequence. That's all I'm going to say.
The funny thing about Balder is that the actor who portrays him looks exactly
He
like
looks just like him. And my God, what a phenomenal performance he gave, too.
Oh, hell yeah.
But yeah, I can't disagree with this. Balder was a terrific villain.
Yeah. Very nice.
You and your S.
Next up, we're going to go ahead and get to the main three categories. From here on out, we're going to decide the network community's own best female protagonist of 2010's video game world, the best male, and the best game of the decade. So right now, start off and go with ladies first. I'm going to let the poo-poo here go ahead and do
100%. I bought myself a tractor and
Oh God, females.
Frankie.
Oh, best female. I wish I had a female. Never. So for best female protagonist, see, Gary knows what's up over here.
No, Gary's laughing at what I just said.
Oh, okay.
You didn't hear what I said, did you?
I heard.
Dumb shit.
I heard it. Best. So for best female protagonist, these females in video games stood out. These are the girls that
yeah, more ways than one.
Not only that, but they're female fatales, they're badasses, and they may just go like, you know what? I want to spend more time with this girl. Actually play as her because she is that good as a character.
Words. Rule 34.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Anyways, moving on. For the nominees for best female protagonist, we have Lara Croft from Tomb Raider, Elizabeth from BioShock Infinite,
Elizabeth Macho Man.
God damn it, dude. Elena Fisher from Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. Ellie from The Last of Us. Jesse Faden from Control, which that's a great, surprisingly pick right there. And then Claire Redfield from Resident Evil 2 Remake. And the winner for best female protagonist is Ellie from The Last of Us. This honestly is a no shit Sherlock win on my end. All the other ladies. I mean, Elizabeth Comstock is great.
No,
I love.
My pick was Lara Croft.
Hey, if Lara Croft won this, I mean, she is the original badass female female protagonist.
Say that again.
Samus Aran, excuse me.
That's better. That's better.
Samus Aran is the original.
And then Chun-Li.
And then Chun-Li, and then Lara Croft.
There you go. That's
Excuse me. I apologize for that. However, Ellie is one of the best female written characters you will ever see in a video game. Not ever, but one of the best. From Ashley Johnson, how she portrayed this character, especially when you hear "My name is Ellie." Ellie, who? The girl who broke your fucking finger. Near the end, that was absolutely amazing, and she's an absolute badass for a teenager that can handle themselves the way that she can in The Last of Us. I can't disagree with this pick. I mean, everyone else is great, but Ellie is just a bona fide badass.
You know, in terms of characters that matter to me, I mean, if I have to say for sides, obviously there's Lightning from Final Fantasy. There's what's her name? I mean, there's Elizabeth from BioShock Infinite, I absolutely love. But in terms of my main three, there's Reiko Hinamoto from Rumble Roses. There's
God.
From Resident Evil 2. And my main squeeze, Faith Connors from...
Knew it.
There we go. Here we go again. By the way, I think Ellie's even better than The Last of Us Part 2, I should mention. Anyways, before I get death threats. But yeah, congratulations to Ellie from The Last of Us for winning Best Female Protagonist. I couldn't agree with this pick more. Aw, is the baby need a hug?
Don't touch me.
Okay, fine.
All right, Best Male Protagonist, go ahead.
Natural born nipples. Best male protagonist. Best male protagonist. These are the leading male protagonists that pretty much the title explains itself. They are strong, powerful men who don't need a woman with behind them at all. Actually, they kind of do. They say behind every strong man is a beautiful woman with a strap.
Yep. With Joel, there was Ellie. With Nathan, there was Elena. With these guys, you'll see.
With Handsome Jack, there was no one.
Yep.
Learn to play the fucking saxophone.
Well, actually, with Trevor, there was that old woman that he kidnapped. He ended up falling in love with. You better treat her right, you son of a bitch. Here are the best male protagonists, and they are Nathan Drake from Uncharted 4, Thief's End. You have Kratos, the god of war. You have John Marston from Red Dead Redemption. You have Joel. You're down on boards again, Joel?
Oh, Joel?
Joel?
What in the shitty hell's going on?
That's Vine Sauce Joel.
Oh, gotcha.
He is hilarious. Joel from The Last of Us. Trevor Phillips. He knows about what meth is, man. It does a body good.
What the fuck? This is the fuck. Sorry, I had to say it.
For Grand Theft Auto 5 and Commander Shepard for Mass Effect 2. And
all good picks.
Is Kratos, the god of war. Why do I pick this one? Because this is the God of War where after all the events that took place throughout all of the games, this is the one where he is the most human. And you see the connection between him and his son, Dreas, and how that dynamic duel plays out throughout the game is just spellbinding. And was it Christopher Judge?
Christopher Judge, yep.
Boy.
I will say this.
Yeah.
All these picks for best male protagonist are terrific. I either went for Joel, John Marston, or Kratos, but I think the main reason why I think Kratos is the rightful winner is because of this. You were mentioning previous games. He went from a rage-fueled god killer
pretty much
to a father. If that's not character development, I don't know what the fuck is.
And it makes sense in the past because the gods did him wrong.
They did, and I mean, now here's the, he was still a god killer, rage-fueled, but he had to learn to control that rage to be a father. And Christopher Judge, my God, what a performance he put on.
It's funny because the guy who played him before was T.C. Carson, and Christopher Judge nails it.
Oh yeah, he absolutely does.
My pick was Trevor Phillips, honestly.
To me, he's the best GTA character of all time.
I agree.
Right, left, right. Shut the
Fuck up! He's like, here, bite. You can buy something. She's like, buy something nice. What, with this much money? I said, buy something nice, not something expensive. Now scratch.
I
We are
fucking love Trevor.
Soda Brothers.
Oh my god.
It is the Big Mac. It is the Whopper. It is that Culver's Main's burger. It is
Triple bacon butter burger.
It is the Sonic sandwich. It is the cream cheese
The
in.
filet mignon.
It is the cream cheese in the bagel. It is the good stuff. The fucking icing on top of a cinnamon bun. It is the creme de la creme. The best game of the decade itself.
You got more nicknames for this thing than Apollo Crews and Rocky.
Man, it's the best of the best. You gotta give all the extras you possibly can.
Asian titties that I want to squeeze. There you go.
Rico Fubayakawa's.
Yes, her.
I was just thinking of that.
Or
Holy
Sora
shit.
Shinya. That's the one with got those big nice bombs.
A redhead for me, Piper Fawn, enough said.
Draco's got the big ones.
I thought there was another one. Or what's her name? Christina Hendricks.
Oh god, don't get me fucking started on that.
Well, folks, ladies and gentlemen, the best of the game of the decade. Now, folks, again, thank you all for tuning in for this little program for you all, enjoying the commentary, enjoying all the nonsense provided, and enjoying the nice little visual background, and also enjoying our little commentary. And I hope you folks are satisfied with the picks for the network, for anybody who's a member of the network community alone, and is anybody satisfied with these picks. I hope you all folks are satisfied with what's coming in third, second, and the overall first place winner for the network community's overall game of the decade.
Foist.
So here are the 10 nominees. We have Red Dead Redemption, Batman Arkham City, God of War, BioShock Infinite, Mass Effect 2, The Last of Us, Resident Evil 2, Grand Theft Auto 5, The Elder Scrolls Skyrim 5, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Folks, here are the top 3 places. For third place, it goes to Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh wow, okay.
That was my number 2 best game of the decade.
Second place, it goes to The Last of Us.
Wow.
And ladies and gentlemen, when I was tallying up all the results,
I thought The Last of Us was going to win.
Same.
When I was tallying up all the results from all the votes I was getting, all the people that submitted their votes, all the votes that people, especially in that extra time that was given for anybody to help out voting, it was greatly appreciated. For this particular one, I was very surprised that this game was actually able to win it.
What is it?
The overall number 1, the best game for the network community for the 2010s goes to Red Dead.
Wow.
Talk about a surprise right there.
That was my number 3 best game of the decade.
That was my number 2 best game of the decade.
Folks,
that was Gary's number 1, I believe.
Here's the thing, though, I can say about this particular game. When I first saw the reaction, I was immediately dumbfounded. Because here's the thing, though. I thought The Last of Us was legitimately going to win this.
I was going to sweep it.
I honestly thought God of War was going to be the one to pick it, but unfortunately, that one came in 4th place.
Wow, really?
Wow, that's especially since how it won some of the other awards. And look at Doom.
Yeah.
Doom won a decent amount as well, even though they're different technological, but still.
Yeah. The one that came in last place was The Elder Scrolls.
I'm not surprised by that. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that.
I'm actually happy.
It's a great game, but I'm not surprised that I came by. Wait, if I may ask, where did Mass Effect 2 come in place?
No shit. Let me open that back up and take a look.
Oh, no worries. No worries if you can't find it. That's fine.
I found it. The Elder Scrolls came in dead last place.
That's hilarious.
Okay, second place. If this fucker will load up.
You know why I came in last place? Glitch.
Oh, yeah, Bethesda much. I mean, what I will say is this: Before Red Dead Redemption came out, I had been a bit iffy on Rockstar. I was the big fan of Grand Theft Auto 4. In fact, I find it to be overrated.
I do too. The best thing about
The
it
story is great.
the
The
story is phenomenal, but once you're done with it, that's it.
Yeah, it's like fuck all. What else?
Sorry, it was The Witcher Hunter 3 that came in dead last.
Oh, you
Really?
just killed my boner.
Second to last place was The Elder Scrolls.
Holy shit, that even surprises me even more so. And I remember going to GameStop one time because I was gonna pre-order a game, and the guy's like, "Hey, I got a recommendation for you. Pre-order this game." I was like, "All right." I went home and I was like, "Holy shit!" The day I bought the game, I could not put it down.
Same. I bought it the day it came out, and the only problem I had with Red Dead Redemption, the single player, was getting used to the horse controls.
At first, but it goes away because you're able to pick it up like that.
But the first thing I do after I master the game, I get the buffalo rifle right away.
Great. But yes, folks, again, like I said, I really thought The Last of Us was going to win because
I did too.
Because the last time I checked this, The Last of Us was in a dead league. But again, when I extended the time, other people who I sent this voting ballot to, I let them do their thing, and I didn't check it till way later. I was very fucking surprised with all this.
I mean, I'm very happy that Red Dead Redemption won.
I'm extremely happy.
This was the surprise shock of the win, but in a good way.
Yes,
it really is. This game is a straight up fucking masterpiece of a video game. It's better than the sequel, should I say, or the prequel?
We don't talk about the sequel.
I like.
Shut the fuck up. Well, there you have it, folks. That is the 2010's Network Video Game Awards. Apparently, everybody decided to go on and on and on talking about their favorite memories, their favorite moments, and all that. But, got the point. You all saw the nominees. You saw the categories. You saw the winners. I hope everybody's satisfied with the picks that was given and the rightful categories for each one within our little network community itself. So, folks, I hope you all enjoyed this little program. I hope you all stay tuned for more shit to come, as always, on this particular channel, on the NG2C network, whether if it's going to be a collab video together or solo, no matter what the case may be. Stay tuned for more shit to come, as always, folks. I'm going to get the fuck out of here. Why are you still looking at me? Get out of here.